Hey guys, happy new year everybody. I cannot believe it. It is officially 2022. It's going to be a good year. I feel it. So I wanted to do a more kind of casual type of video today. I'm obviously on my couch in my loungy hoodie. But I wanted to do something like Hakuna La Planta did. He just put out a video that was basically reflecting on 2021 and then setting some goals and intentions for the coming year. And what I thought was really cool is throughout the video, he kind of showed clips of the previous reflection video he did the year before, back in 2020, and it was cool to see how his goals have changed, what goals he achieved over the year. So I kind of wanted to do that, just to have kind of a record of what, I don't know, for what I want to happen in 2022. I also have a couple of Planty New Year's resolutions I wanted to share with you guys, some things I want to get better at or change in how I manage my houseplants. So I think the first thing, thinking back on 2021, the first thing that comes to mind is this is really the year that changed my relationship with plants. I think I started my Plantstagram or my plant Instagram back in March, and that's when I really started to connect with people in the planty community. Prior to that, I was just collecting and just had plants by myself, but didn't really have people to talk to them about. So that was a big change. And then I started posting videos on YouTube in June, and that really opened my eyes to how much I really truly love houseplants. I love sharing about plants, hearing about other people's plants. So that was a big change in 2021 that definitely was not there in 2020. I've definitely learned a lot of things. I think one thing I've learned is the plant community overall is a really, I think, special community. Obviously this is based on my experience, and I know there is some negativity in every single community, of course, but overall, the plant community seems really welcoming from what I've seen and really thoughtful and caring towards one another. I noticed this especially when I did my secret plant gift exchange. Check out the video if you haven't watched it, where people were just so excited to be able to send other people free plants, even people that they literally didn't know. People were matched completely randomly, but they still were so excited in creating a nice package so that that person could have fun plants or plant items to open. I thought that was just so cool and really spoke to the just level of kindness and care within the plant community. The second thing I think I really learned was how important it is to be real and be authentic, especially on social media surrounding plants. I think there are so many people who, when they show their plants, everything's perfect, they do everything right, everything's great, but I think that's obviously not realistic. Everybody has dying plants, struggling plants, and so I think this past year I've wanted to, make sure to try to be real, at least on my YouTube, about the real struggles of plant parenthood. I have a video coming out later this week on my Gloriosum who's dying, just to show you guys that it's totally normal. Plants die and you can do what you can to try to rescue them, but it's just part of the process. Not everyone's plants are always gonna look perfect. But I think what was great about really taking that in was just relating that to life. Life is never gonna be perfect, and it's important to just kind of accept that, accept the challenges that come and work through them, move through them, and do what you can. But even on the outside, even on social media, of course, other people's lives seem perfect, but your own is not going to be. So those were two big things I think I learned that definitely I want to apply to my thinking in 2022. So a couple of planty resolutions. I have a couple. One, I want to buy less plants. I've seen a lot of great videos of, I know Caitlin from Plant Life in the Tropics really amazingly did a year without buying plants, basically, which is so impressive. I mean, that's awesome for her. I would love to get to that point maybe in 2023, but for 2022 I just want to definitely cut down my plant consumption. I really don't have space for a lot more plants, so I do need to really cut back. And I also really want to focus on trades. In my December faves, I talked about a really fun trade that I made with somebody, and that was really cool because I ended up with a wish list plant. They got some plants they wanted and I didn't have to spend any money, and so that was like so exciting to see that I could really trade for plants that were already on my wish list. I want to definitely try to make a trade first. If I have a new plant I want, try to find a trade before jumping directly to buying it. I also want to keep track of my plant purchases this year, just kind of keep myself accountable and really see how much I'm spending on plants and planty items. I know both Kat from Good and Planty and Planty Ashley did videos where they tallied up all of their plant spending for the year, which I thought was really great. It's a very vulnerable topic, I think, to talk about money and how much you spend on something, especially when it's a lot of money. So I thought it was really cool that they opened up like that and so they were so vulnerable about it. I definitely wanted to do something like that, but I realized I did not have any sort of record of all my plant purchases. I'd have to go through like numerous different cards, find different, it'd be a whole situation. But for next year, I want to actually just keep note of that so I can tally up at the end of the month and the end of the year to see where I am. Another goal I have is to fertilize more. I'm really bad at keeping up with fertilization. I know it's so important and I talk about it in a lot of videos, and I do use liquid earth as my main fertilizer. I just, so much of the time, I'm kind of lazy. I don't add it to my watering can. I just take my plants to the sink and run water through them. But I need to remember to continue fertilizing because a lot of my plants are actively growing, so they need to be fertilized. So that's a resolution I have, to just be more on top of fertilization. And then my last planting resolution is I want to stop cutting my plants so much. I think maybe everyone goes through this phase of when you first start out with houseplants, you want to just propagate everything. Things will grow like 2 leaves and I'm like chopping them into cuttings to propagate and grow more, which is very exciting and I want to continue propagating, but I want to let some of my plants actually grow because I feel like a lot of them are way smaller than they could be if I hadn't consistently propagated them throughout the year. So alongside chopping my plants less, I want to work with the plants I have to really get to know them and set them up for success. So I mean, if it's a climbing plant, I want to really try to get it on a pole or get it in some sort of situation where it's going to be able to grow to its fullest potential, whether it be a pole or a plank or a stake or whatever. So I really want to, you know, really give some love to the plants I already have because I have so freaking many, and I feel like some of them don't get the love and attention they deserve. So I really want to try to focus on the collection I have right now instead of focusing on what's the next plant I'm gonna get, acquiring new plants and all of that. One other planty resolution I have is I want to, I don't know if this is like it's not really a resolution, it's just kind of a goal or a thought. I spend so much money on plants and I want to cut back on that, but I do want to kind of invest in more handmade pottery, if that makes sense. Recently I just got some really cute pieces of pottery that I put my plants in, and I just love how they look. I think it really elevates the plant and like makes me enjoy the plant more. So I do want to invest in some nicer pots and things for some of my plants. So that's not really a resolution, that's just something I want to try to do in the new year. If you have any recommendations of potters or ceramicists that you really like, please comment down below because I'm looking for more people to purchase from. Hopefully not super expensive, but of course I understand it's pricier than other places because it's a handmade piece of art. But that's something I want to do in the new year and really I don't know, just beautify my collection a little bit. I guess in terms of goal setting, Hakuna Planta set some goals for his YouTube channel, and I think I'm going to do the same just so I can look back and see, did my goals come true? Did I achieve my goals? I don't know, we'll see. So I just hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I really can't believe it. It's insane. And that was in about 6 months. So I think by the end of 2022, maybe I'll be at 3,000 if I can keep up the pace that I'm going at now. That's one goal. I really want to try to keep posting 3 times a week. I've really liked it, and I don't know, it's been fun to try to post a little bit more than 2 times a week and go up to 3. So I'm going to try to keep that up. I am in school full time. It's my last semester, thank goodness. Oh my goodness, thank gosh. But I also work 3 days a week as a therapist, so my time is like a little bit limited, but I really do want to try to do 3 times a week posting. For YouTube, I also want to work on upping my videography skills. I'm taking a little videography course right now because I've really never used a camera. I have no experience in making videos, editing, and all that stuff. So I do want to up my editing game because I think that'd be nice, just have some really nicely edited videos that I'm proud of. So yeah, that's my last like resolution in the YouTube realm for the year. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. This was just a short video I wanted to do to kind of start the year on a good foot with really speaking out my intentions. I think it's important to really note your intentions in the new year, whether you write them down or just say them. But this is going to be kind of a record for me to keep myself accountable. I will do, you know, be fun. Maybe next year I'll do like a reaction. End of 2022, I'll do like a reaction video to this video to see if anything I said happened or if I totally ignored my resolutions. We'll see. Anyway, comment down below. I want to hear, what are your New Year's resolutions, whether they are plant related, whether they are personal related, anything. And yeah, what intentions do you have for yourself in the new year? Let me know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. This week I have a couple videos coming out, the Gloriosa one I mentioned, and also my 2022 plant wish list. So get excited for that. And anyway, I will see you guys next time. Happy New Year again, and have a good one. Bye.